All right, guys, this is it. We've been preparing for this. I'm late. You know, what is it? A couple weeks into it. The season is right around the corner. We're about to set all our contracts, and we're finally here. We got the draft results. It's a good one. It's a good one. We've had some drama in the past. We've had guys who should have got the first get way out of the top 6. We've had guys that shouldn't even be defending champs or guys who have made the final get all the way to the first pick. So we will see what is happening here as we hit this up. First, I'd like to say just a quick thing. 13 seasons. We are entering our 13th season. We are incredibly blessed to have each other, to have this league. A lot of people do home leagues. A lot of people, hey, you know, I got my home league, and then I got my work league, and I got my family league, and, you know, I got a many leagues everyone knows on Sleeper app. But when it comes down to it, where it all starts, where it all comes from, and that's what this is fantasy football was started for a lot of us. Well, I mean, for me personally, it was in this with this group, and the group has expanded through the years. And I am so thankful to have all of you guys, everyone who's come in, from new guys to guys who have been playing it for years, to some who just wanted to try it. You know, Christian's brother-in-law, I think he tried one season. You know, it's never good when it's a one quarterback league and you draft Big Ben Roethlisberger with your first overall pick. Right off the bat, you're like, this is going to be a very interesting draft. But we've had some other amazing ones from John and Jordan, who are both gone. You know, they helped out. They are no longer, you know, they did it for a little bit, left the league. To guys who have been here from day one, like Nick and Christian. So, yeah, I'm very excited for this. We do have a new member. I'd like to say welcome, if he's watching this, Anthony. Anthony, thank you very much for joining. For those who don't know, Anthony I've known him since he was like 11 or 12 years old. He grew up around here, friends with Elijah, friends with Jordan, John, Nick, Matt, you know, and he's going to be taking over from Matt's team. And so he's got big shoes to fill, right? We know that Matt is a former champion, knew what he was doing, and Anthony was friends with him. They used to come here, play football, Smash Brothers like crazy. So yes, welcome Anthony. Thank you so much. And for everyone, some of us have already known him. That's why it felt comfortable. Someone Matt knew, someone Matt was friends with, someone who could come in the league, who knows half the league already. He did, yeah. So anyways, welcome Anthony. And I'd like to just say, from all the years, it feels like each year as we get to this, it feels like each year it grows, but it just feels like it's fantasy. And one of the things I love about us is that I've heard other people say when in my other leagues, that when I'm in, you know, like I said, a bunch of them, they've all said it. Oh, you know, I just want to try a home league, or, you know, I don't really have too many friends to start up a home league. And I'm very appreciative. And when I tell them, hey, you know what, we've been doing it, some people say, oh, it can't last that long. And you're like, I know a guy, Damien, who's like got to be entering their 20th season. He's been doing it forever with his friends. And we are coming in season 13. And I just have to say, man, when I tell other people about how it's gone, from the way we set it up, the way we do it, from the trophies, from the contract, everything, they're like, man, you're so lucky. That's what I need to get. That's what I need to find. And to me, we are more than just, you're probably going, can I fast forward this? Yeah, you probably already did. I want to get to the results. Who cares about this? But it's something special I wanted to share with you guys, is that we are very lucky to have each other, because it's not just fantasy football, which we all love. It's beyond that. It's friendship. It's family. It's, hey, birthdays, happy birthday. It's congratulations on this. Hey, I need prayer for this. Hey, did you hear about this? Sports talk. It's like we have so much in one group text that some people never get this. Some people don't, man. They don't have the friends. They don't have the amount of people. They don't have the connections. You know, Matt got us Jacob, Brian. Then it also eventually led to Mario. You know, people that we wouldn't have gotten in our baseball league as well, that we would have never met. So we're so thankful for that. And it's just, and then it just clicks, right? We have people that everybody gets along, and if you don't get along, you get along out of here. But we're very lucky. So thank you from my heart. Thank you to everybody in our league. I really appreciate you guys sticking around all these years and going through it with us as we all try to chase the championship. And we've had some great ones, and this is going to be an outstanding season. I'm very excited for this. Mario, our defending champ. So right off the bat, let's get to it. First, let me give you the percentage and the numbers. I will have them listed here on the screen. Austin, the amount that he had a 30% chance of getting the first pick. 30% chance. Steve had what is Steve's? Oh, 21%. So Austin, Steve. See, here we go again. I am so sick of, that's one thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Every time I see Steve and Austin's name next to each other, that's all I think of. But Steve coming in at second with 21% behind Austin. Nick with 18%. You know, Nick, remember Nick like won the title. Then I think he made the playoffs one of the year. Then after that it was, you know, he was in another league with his friends from school or whatever, or work. And he was still committed to our league, but you could see at times he kind of slipped. And he might start out 3-0 and then lose 8 straight. And it was just like every year for a while after Matt too won. It was every year Nick and Matt were towards the bottom in high percentage for top picks. And then Matt had that great season, and then he had another good season. And then Nick got out of the basement and won our championship 2 years ago. And the first ever Matt Rotherham Memorial Trophy went to Nick. How perfect was that? And then here he is. He's back as being one of the top 3 picks. So Nick is like a, hey, boom or bust. That's what's funny with Nick. He's not a steady kind of like consistency. It's, hey man, I'm the champ, or I'm fighting for that first pick. So I just had to point that out. So here we are again. Nick right here with 18% chance. Brian, 4th place. This is a rarity. This is a rarity. Brian, this was his first time in league history. I want to say 8. It could have been 9 seasons, probably 9 seasons with us, that he failed to finally make the playoffs. So applause, everybody. Applause, tip of the cap. That is outstanding, outstanding. To start a league fantasy with people you only knew a few when you came in, and year after year I said smartest man, smartest man, smartest man, and you've proven it year after year, from even going 0-4 and then making the playoffs, and you've always made these dramatic pushes, and then winning your first championship on a 6-17. Go figure, huh? Right? Not when the years when you're the #1 team, but the year you barely scratched in, you win the title, showing fantasy is skill, not like what's the percentage? 60% skill and 40% luck, especially when it comes to playoff time. But Brian right in there with 10%. He had a 10% chance of getting it. Elijah, 6% chance of getting it. And then Eric, 4% chance of getting it. Eric, I want to say, not in the last few years. It was a couple years ago, Eric was one where he was supposed to be in the top 3, and he fell way back. That could even have been last year. No, because last year, 2 years ago, Eric was the #1, won everything, won all the big titles. So it wasn't Eric anytime soon, but he has had that happen to him in the past. So that is it for that. Now, no commissioners. No, I'm the commissioner here, so I don't have no Roger Goodell, no crazy gimmicks, no nothing. Let's just keep it tight and short. See if you like it this way, and we'll do it next year like this way. Because the fun stuff, it's fun, but sometimes I feel like it's a lot of work and little pay. All right, coming in at pick 12, no, without further ado, the defending champion, Mario. Mario came out, had a great season, right? He pushed, was always in contention. He was in one of the hardest, if not I think it was the hardest. Did we all make playoffs? It was my team. It was Christian. It was Mario. All 3 of us fighting throughout the year to get that top seed. And Christian ended up winning it, but Mario ended up winning the championship. So congratulations to Mario. You get the 12th pick. I don't have the records written down. Dang it. I should have been putting everyone's record. I do know how some of them did. Now, coming in at number 11. This person had a 1% chance. Everyone that made the playoffs had a 1% chance. And usually from 7 to 11, oh, thank Kevin, is a 1% chancer. And this person coming in was Dino Dan. Congratulations, Dino Dan. Now, the bad news for me is that I had Dino Dan's pick. I acquired it for a trade. So of all the years, Dino's never had a first pick. He's always been consistently well at playoffs. I think if he did miss playoffs here and there, he got like a top 4 pick, but never #1 overall. This was the year I really wanted that #1 for you, Dino. And I haven't had a first round pick in forever. So I was like, man, I got 2 shots, even though it's 1%, to climb into that top pick. And Dino does not get it. And I was like, dang it. So Dino comes in at number 11. Now you at least know where you will settle. I don't think he has a second, third round pick either. But entering the 4th round, The good news is it goes blank, blank, blank. So the 4th round, when it does come around to you, you will have the 2nd overall pick. That is probably the best scenario you can have. Thank you very much, Dino. Now, coming at number 10, this person, I'm not going to say what the percentage is because then it kind of ruins the drama. Coming in number 10, it seems like this always happens, and then he gets really mad, especially if something good happens to his rival, and that is Jacob coming in at the 10th pick. Jacob, you get number 10. You were a playoff team last year, so you were one of the 1%ers. You had a great start, struggled a little bit, and then took off again and did. I want to say you held on to your division. Remember, someone was chasing you, but you did hold on to the division. So, division winner, playoff guy, Jacob, 10th overall pick. That's good. I don't think you traded. I think the only 2 people that traded their picks away were, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought it was Dino and, was it Mario? Dino and maybe, dang, how did I forget? I had this written down and now I can't find it. So anyways, 2 people traded away. Dino was one and I can't remember if the other one was, I think possibly Mario. I think Mario probably did because he acquired a piece to help him win the championship. Always worth it. When you win it all, who cares, man? I'll trade my top 5 rounds if I can get another championship under my belt. Number 9. Here we come in at number 9. And do we get drama on this one? Do we get shakeup? I told you it would be a wild draft. Number 9 is Christian Kruger. No, we do not get drama here. He finished, I want to say 12-2. Yes, 12-2 because he could have been the first guy to ever get 13 wins in our season since the league expanded, and we had 14 games now. He finishes 12-2. I want to say, what is it? 2nd time someone's ever got 12 wins. I had 12 wins once. I'm trying to remember if someone else did. We never had an undefeated season. He could have had, if he had gone 13-1, he would have had the most wins ever in a season and the best winning percent. That still sticks with me at 12-1. Haha. But yeah, big drama. Christian 12-2, and we'll get the 9th pick. Now, it's always great. You know, it feels like sometimes with the Draft Lotto, you're like, you know what, man? That guy was 12-2, and he made the championship, and he's getting picked ahead of 3 other guys. But that's why I love it. That's why I love the Draft Lotto, because he could have got the first pick. You know, other than the champion, Mario, anyone can get the first pick, which makes for great excitement, and it makes it impossible to tank. Impossible. I'm trying to remember the last time we had a guy who was favored to get the first pick. Maybe it was this one. Let's find out. Coming in at number 8 pick, and that is Anthony, who's taking over for Matt's team. Last year we let Matt's team ride, and we had his team go, and his team actually made the playoffs, and he made the Final Four, and that would have been wild for his team to win the championship. It did not happen, but Anthony acquires a decent roster, and he's able to judge it how he wants, fix the keepers how he wants with his contracts, and he gets the 8th overall pick. So not bad. You come in, you get a top 10 pick, and it's not too late as it swings around. It comes back to you pretty quick. Usually 8, 7, and 6, they're pretty good picks. Pretty good picks when it's a back and forth snake tail draft. So congratulations, Anthony, on pick 8. Now we get to pick 7. So far, everybody has been playoff teams. This is it, right? Usually if you don't see anyone who were lotto teams fall into 7, you can still have some mix-up. You can still get some crazy mix-up, but it's not going to be, oh my gosh, a playoff team made this, or a playoff team got a whatever. So this is, if anyone falls back, this is the time to do it. If not, the only drama would be what lotto team where they finish, and that kind of sucks. So coming in at number 7, and nothing exciting. Austin got the 7th pick. A guy who had a 30% chance of getting the first pick. I gotta say, remember, you know me, I know memory. I remember Eric when he was first supposed to get it. I think he fell to 5. I remember Matt when you were supposed to get it. I thought he fell to 3 or 4. I cannot remember ever in league history, I can't remember a guy who was supposed to get the first overall pick fall out of the Draft Lotto 6. Never. I've never had that. And as we kept getting people coming in, we kept going, who is going to fall out? Who is going to... when is Austin coming up? And the pick came, and then the pick came, and then the pick came. And I remember just going, okay, reading the number, and I tell Cindy, does Austin have this? Does Austin have this? And she's like, no. And she would say someone else's name, and we check it, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I thank God, because I was like, man, Austin's gonna fall all the way to like 10th. So Austin, very unfortunate, very bad luck. That is the Draft Lotto. It can be exciting. It gives everyone an opportunity, but it can also kick you right in the gut. And that's what it did right here is Austin, who had the worst record and finished, oh, here, I got the Lotto team's records. He finished 2-12. Ouch, 2-12, and he falls all the way to the 7th pick, the same place that all the other playoff teams made. So very unfortunate. The difference is I believe Austin has multiple picks. I'm trying to see if he has Mario. So even if you get 7 and 12, you know, even if you get 7, whatever, you get picks throughout the first 3 rounds. It can be anywhere. You're going to get talented players because this is not a league, as we know, where it's keepers and that's it, and every year nothing falls. There are some amazing players who are going to be free agents this year. So to get any top 12 is great. And then when you especially throw in the fact that Austin's going to have multiple picks early on, you're going to be okay. So still wild. That's when we got to remember, just like we saw Steve jump all the way and get the first pick that year that he was in the championship game the year before. This is wild. 2-12 falls all the way to the 7th overall pick. All right, so now we get to the top 6, the Draft Lotto teams, and let's run through it. Austin's out. Steve had a 21%. Now, this just means the chance of getting the first pick, not every pick. But when you see people like Austin and all these things fall out, that means their percentage should go up. So Steve's got a 21% chance of getting that first pick. Nick, 18% chance. Brian, 10. Eli, 6. And Eric, 4. Coming in with the 6th overall pick, that goes to Brian. Yeah. So Brian, Draft Lotto team, probably, excuse me, I got to fix my eye. It's driving me nuts. Draft Lotto team, though probably the worst spot. Hey, at least you're not Austin. Brian finished 6-8, was so close of trying to make that run and almost made the playoffs again to keep his streak going. But he goes to 6-8, misses it, and does still at least make the top 6. And he gets a top 6 pick coming in at number 6. So congratulations, Brian. This could be the piece that you get, and then you start your team and get your rally going and go for the next 8 years straight making playoffs again. Good job, Brian. Now we get to the top 5. We still have a playoff team that has not been named yet, and I'm sitting around waiting, licking my chops. And then we have 4 other Draft Lottos. Can I sneak ahead of any of those and get the first pick? I've never won the first pick. I've had it once through trade. So, And coming in at number 5, Danny, me, I come in. I got the 5th overall pick. When I got it, I was ecstatic. I was so bummed I didn't get the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or Dino didn't get it. I was fine with either of us. But I did get 5. So when I came up, I was very excited because I was a playoff team. So I will take it. 1% chance, and I was able to squeeze in ahead of Austin and ahead of Brian and fight out the other guys who were 1% chance as well. So I get top 5 pick. I'm excited. I got the 5th pick and the 12th pick, and I'm keeping a whole bunch of great talent, and I'm coming to get that Matt Rother Memorial Trophy, looking to be my 5th championship. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Already got those. Looking for my 5. And by now, you probably all hate me for rubbing it in like that. But when you're commissioner and you can make the videos, you're allowed to do that. So I get the 5th pick. Now, this is it, man. This is exciting. The top 3 is my favorite to talk about, but you're still top 4. We got 4 playoff team or non-playoff teams, and all 4 of these guys deserve the 1st or 2nd pick. 2 of them, you know, I don't know. Eric and Eli were both 7-7. They were both in contention. I don't know if they deserved the top pick. But they're here. That's all that matters. Coming in at number 4. His name starts with an E. Eli comes in at number 4. Elijah gets a 4th overall pick. Now, the last time Elijah got to pick this high, this is the highest he's ever picked, 4. He was also a playoff team, and I think he might have been in the championship that year. and he lost to Brian. I think it's that season. Oh, no, not Brian. I think it was Austin. One of those years where he made a good playoff run, and then the next year he got the 4th pick, and you're like, how unlucky is the rest of the league? So right now, Elijah, he only had a 6% chance of getting the top pick, but he still squeezed in there and got the 4th overall pick. So this is it, man. We got Steve, who's favored to get it with 21%. We got Nick with 18%. And you got Eric, who still has a top chance to get the pick, coming in with 4%. 4%, that's robbery. Eric should even be in this. But that's why I love the draft. It's a double-edged sword, man, because it's fun, and it gives you times like me, who climbed in the top 5, and then it gives you times like Austin, who kicked out. And like I said, we've seen Eric drop out in the past when he was really up there. So at this point, you're like, come on, Eric, a little payback. He's already going to be top 3. Anything in top 3 should be doing cartwheels, because the talent that's here, chop licking time. All right. Oh, man, I hope I didn't. Yeah, I did. Here we go. Top 3, coming in number 3. Will it be the guy with 4%? Will it be the guy with 18% or 21%? And it's Eric. Eric coming in at 3rd place. He just missed it. When he came up at number 3, I was like, dang, it's not Austin. It's not Eli. It's not Brian. It was Eric coming in. So congratulations to Eric. Like I said, 7-7, coming off the year before where he was the regular season champion, the Solomon Award winner, and then he went to the championship and lost. So great year for Eric. And then he followed that up with a 500 season. We've seen teams go 500 and win the championship. Heck, we've seen teams go a game under 500 twice and win championships. So he was right there on the border. He just missed it. But this is a great follow-up, because had he made the playoffs, he would have had a 1% chance and most likely been out. He still had a good season at, a Jeff Fisher 7-7, and had an enjoyable season in the fact that he was still hanging around, but did not get it. This is the next best thing by not missing the playoffs, or by missing it, getting just a couple extra balls. Just a couple. He only had a 4% chance, and he got a top 3 pick. So congratulations to Eric. Bam. Looking good for you this year, man, with your team, with your draft, and with your 49ers. And now, this is what it comes down to, man. Steve is favored right here. You got Steve, who's had the top pick. You've had Steve, who's got the 2nd overall pick when he was a champion, or in the championship. And you got Nick, who is champion less than 2 years removed, right? So who's going to be? Who's getting the top pick? Both of them finished 4-10, but Steve, because of points and percentage, was higher than Nick and did get a couple extra balls. We'll see if it paid off. We're not even going to say 2nd pick. We're just going to go straight to the 1st pick, because we already know I don't need that anymore. And with the 1st overall pick in the 2023 MWFL draft, it is, hold it, just so you know, Dino Dan makes outstanding ribs, anything you need. There's other competitors out there. They are nothing like Dino Dan. So please, if you need anything for a party, if you're having a get together with friends like a draft, if you're doing anything where you just going, hey, I'm having a banquet, or I'm having some kind of team function, look up Dino Dan, get Dino Dan. He will make you the best food around for your parties or anything else you're throwing. Thank you very much. Now let's get to the top pick. And the top pick goes to Nick. Nick, congratulations. Man, what a last 2 seasons. Champion of the world, and now 1st pick in the draft. And I already know who you're picking. I'm not going to say it because I don't like to influence anyone. I know who's there. I was hoping I could have got there to get it, and it didn't work out. He will not be there to me. I would have to trade 2 picks and probably something else. I ain't doing that. But congratulations, Nick, on getting the 1st overall pick and getting probably the best player in fantasy football. And everyone else, Steve, you got the 2nd pick. Congratulations, Steve. Well deserved. Both of you guys missed out. You were both the 2nd and 3rd place team, and you both got the 1st and 2nd pick as you were fighting for that. Winners of the draft, it's got to be Nick, right? Even though he was 3rd, he had a good % chance. We've seen, just as Austin did, you can drop out, man. You can drop out, and that's painful after a tough season. So winners of the draft is Nick. Winners of the draft is Steve. Eric, who only had a 4% chance, gets in the top 3. My team gets in the top 5 when I was a playoff team and had, I think, 9 wins. So those are the big winners. There are no real losers. Another winner would be anyone, like Anthony. Now his team, the team he inherited, gets ahead of Christian, gets ahead of Jacob, gets ahead of Dino Dan, all those picks, they get ahead of those. When you're fighting for that does matter. That does matter. When you're a non-play or when you are a playoff team, from pick 11 to 7, that's a big difference of getting a real talented. They're all good, but to get someone you really have, or leverage if you want to trade. The loser of the draft, there's probably only really one. You want to say Austin. I'm sorry. You should have had the first pick. You should have at least had a top 3 when you had that big of a chance, and it just wasn't in the cards. It fell. I know we're going to hear, especially from Eric, the fix was in, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I was ready to do the whole thing live, but Cindy's like, oh, it takes forever. It does. Because once you do it, you have to take all the balls out and find the numbers, put in. It took us like an hour and a half to do just for 12 things. So it takes a while. So that's why I didn't do it live, but you're like, anytime, I usually don't have a first round pick, so I don't care. I had 2 this year. So I'm like, man, what happens if I do get the first? They're going to be like, oh, this guy, the fix is in. But thank goodness I didn't. It went to Nick. Steve right there behind him. Eric with rounding out the top 3. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to Mario. You get a whole season to brag and be the champ. People calling you champion, defending champ, whatever you want to call it. Closest thing to the Raiders have gotten to a championship is Mario. So congratulations to you as well. Thank you guys for watching. Over 25 minutes, 26 minutes now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fulfilling. I know Austin is probably not loving it. He probably clicked it off the minute he saw he was the 7th pick. Sorry, Austin, if you are still watching. Get ready, have those, send me those contracts, what you're keeping. We just had an issue where Mario, he saw it, he thought, he saw Joe Burrow where it said, 2 years, and he thought he could keep him, but it says, if it says anything, ignore everything in front. If it says 2023 at the end, that means he's a free agent this year and you cannot keep him. He's got to be drafted. If it has nothing under their little box when you click on him, or if it says 24, 25, 26, whatever, they're still yours. Keep that contract amount on your docket. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. I am beat. Peace.